Welcome to the turntable with Ari Styles, D Money, and Shiki on Active FM, where radio has never been better.
Okay, my name is Aristas. This is a turntable where we keep you turned and get you learned. And Shiki is just trying to change his voice.
Yeah, and I'm D Money, and we'll be bringing you the facts, playing you the tracks. We've got another great show coming up today. You can see how excited Shiki is about it already. Okay, guys, so we in it today with one of a big time record label. It's been around for a while, from the 90s, called Bad Boy.
Bad Boy, it's a record, Bad Boy Records, yeah. The label was founded by Sean Combs.
Why'd you say bye like that?
Yeah, by Sean Combs, who started actually at Uptown Records as an A&R.
Intern, then
An
A&R.
intern, then in A&R. He founded Bad Boy in 92. His
93.
first, no, 92.
It's 93, if you can Google this. You want to do this
Yeah,
again?
let's do this again. Yeah, but it was
Facts
founded.
are Googleable.
It's founded in 98. Okay, I got my information. It's
How about
founded
fix it
92.
up? Just say between 92 and 93.
Okay,
Then you cover your bases.
right. Okay.
Early 90s.
Right.
He's taking this off the top of his head.
Early
he was
And
there.
in December 1992, just a few minutes after it was formed, he was released from he is a vice president from Uptown Records, right? And in 93, person called Bad Boy officially leaves Uptown Records, and he has a distribution deal with Arista Records.
Arasta. Well, so
Arasta
basically, he was there with the guy by the name of Andre Rao.
Yeah.
And then
Uptown.
he had Biggie in what was Flavor in Your Ear boy's name?
Craig Mack.
Craig Mack over
Yeah.
there. Then they fired him from Uptown.
They fired
I don't
him.
know if it was Andre Rel or someone else from Uptown, because they continued to have a friendship and a working
Yeah.
relationship all the way up
Yeah.
until Andre Rel died, and he let him take Craig Mack and Biggie, because remember he brought them to
He
Uptown.
brought him.
So they were technically signed there, but
But
when
yeah.
he went out on his own, he let them take Craig Mack and Biggie. He let Puffy take
And
it.
Uptown was quite big because they had like some mainstream artists.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige.
They had a lot
Well,
of R&B
he-
acts
yeah,
at that
he
point in
brought- he
time, and
brought
that's where
in-
Puffy got his
Yeah.
thing from. Like, he was the one that merged like R&B and hip hop. He basically, well, before even Bad Boy, when he had all the R&B acts on Uptown, he was bringing that hip hop flavor, the style, all of that into the
Yeah.
R&B records, and then created the remix. It was the remix before he even did Bad Boy, so he already cultivated something there.
Yeah, and in the first single to make it big was basically the flavor in your ear.
Yeah.
In the background of it, still having Big.
Yeah,
right?
but the first
first
what
major-
pop was
yeah,
Flavor in
The
Your
was
Ear.
first,
wa-
yeah.
was
The
flavor
label's first release was Flavor.
flavor in your ear. Craig Mack's album, they were working on Craig Mack's album, but then
The album did come out.
yeah, but I'm telling you how it happened.
Yeah.
Craig Mack album was supposed to was scheduled to come out first, but because Puff Daddy focused his energy on Notorious B.I.G.
Now, what actually happened was, remember, they put out Flavor in Your Ear, right, which did well.
Yeah,
Then they dropped Juicy,
yeah,
and then Juicy went crazy.
Yeah.
So off the momentum of Juicy, it made sense to come with Biggie's situation.
yeah.
The album Ready to Die, that was
Yeah.
came out. Yeah, that was 94.
94.
Yeah.
Yeah, 94.
Oh, 90, 93, 95, any other years you want to throw out?
No, it's 90. No, it's 90.
Oh,
no,
okay,
it
no,
is
just
90.
checking,
It
just
is 90. It is 94, right? So remember, he still.
But just
joined-
think about this, right? This was an era where artists had to be attractive. His two artists was Craig Mack and Biggie.
Yeah.
He was fat and disgusting. Craig Mack looked horrible. His two artists were not very
Yeah.
attractive, marketable people.
Yeah, but he made it work.
Put them in shiny suits.
No, they came after. They came after. So yeah, so then in 96 place basically, he renegotiates his contract with Arista Records, where he gets 50% ownership in Bad Boy, and the right to buy back his master recordings, right? Yeah, basically. He did
So
it.
that's the inception.
That's now basically now the inception, right?
Well, then thereafter he brings in Mace and the Locks.
Yeah, he
But
brings in the
before that,
locks.
then he still had Faith Evans.
Faith Evans, yeah,
Total.
Faith Evans. Total, right?
112, isn't it?
112
Yes.
112 came basically 97, 96, 97.
No, but they were on records with Biggie. So
yeah. So I'm saying 96, late 96, 97.
even Mace was there, but didn't release nothing at that
Yeah.
point in time.
Yeah. Yeah. Then 96.
If you're expecting us to delve into the beef, just go check the past
Yeah.
episodes. I think we've done it because this is
Yeah.
basically discussing the label, not the death row
Yeah.
bad boy beef.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to
To steer around it.
steer around the beef. So then Moses PIG passed away in 97, right? Then how can I say revitalizes, he changes the image of
It takes it away from the gangster into the shiny suits.
into
He,
the shiny suits, yeah.
he
That's
Definitely
revamps the
Mace,
image.
Yeah.
He makes it more. Well, it was always a commercial sound
Yeah.
because of the elements that Puff used on there, but he
Yeah.
made it more friendly. That's why the old hip hop basically at that point in time hated Bad Boy. You always hear the rappers say we hated the shiny suit era.
Yeah.
So that's what he basically
brought,
created and
yeah.
put on.
Yeah.
He even had the Locks, arguably one of the hardest groups ever in shiny suits.
Yeah.
Even Mace was, even there was.
Well, Mace was always shiny suit,
there
even
was
before Puff.
Yeah, something was.
He used to
checked
call himself a
out.
pretty boy and things like that. So he fit in there perfectly.
Yeah. So then basically in 99 2000, between 99 and 2000, he has an artist called Shine. Then an incident happens in a club in a
shooting.
club with a shooting, and that also further changes the trajectory. With
That's part of the reason why he doesn't sign 50 Cent as well, because
Yeah.
after that he said he wants to stay away from
Stay
that
away
type
from,
of
yeah.
element.
that type of element.
He also said
Um,
Black Robot. Whoa.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
year was
Black
it?
Rob, think that was around about 98, 99.
All that
98,
time.
yeah.
That all
I
shiny
think
suit era.
I think it was 98 because
96, 2010, Black Robe.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I still remember, if you remember
Yeah, I'm not old enough to
the
remember.
Up in
You would
Smoke,
be.
the Up in Smoke concert where Ice Cube says he likes, although it's an East Coast beat, he likes it, and then
That was called Jacking for Beats, where he
Yeah.
started, where he took. That was the first, basically. There were mixtapes at that point in time where people were using original beats, and then Ice Cube did Jacking for Beats, where he took everyone's beats and rapped
Yeah.
over it.
yeah. But then in the Up in Smoke concert, Ice Cube does this beat, and it's the Black Robo. So yeah. Then he creates something called the remix album.
That existed. Well, he created the remix prior to even Bad Boy existing. But the remix album is still.
Yeah, I'm talking about I'm talking about the remix album. Okay, and then
He's credited with creating the remix.
yeah.
Not a complete redo of a song 10, 15, 20 years later. When the song is actually there and it's doing well, and once it starts to decline, then they put a different version of it out to basically revitalize the record.
yeah.
Yeah, add some different features, ring artists on it.
Yeah, then in 2000, 2001, like I said, like we said, he was trying to reshape Bad Boy. He brings in Carl Thomas.
They
who
never
else?
had that run again though,
Yeah, so I'm gonna come to that.
because the Locks left.
Yeah, the Locks left.
Mace became a pastor.
Yeah, no, I'm coming to the
The surviving Diddy part.
the surviving Diddy part, right?
Nobody's left.
Right. Yeah, so he moves into that. Then he ventures into the clothing line to a different, different avenue streams. I think in 2005, he goes into what he links in what Universal Music, right?
He signs the Interscope.
Yeah, and it's then basically science. Yeah. That's Bad Boy Records. If I'm talking about now the surviving Diddy part.
You know, it's hard to say that Bad Boy is such a well-renowned, well-known label, right? But if you think about it, at different points in time, they, like if you think about Death Row, they had a slew of artists when they were running the game. Think about, we did Cash Money last week. They had a slew all at the same time doing stuff. If you think about Bad Boy, you can only maybe think about 4 or 5 artists. You'll think Biggie, you'll think Mace,
Lil Kim.
you'll think Kim, you'll think Fate, you'll think the Locks, but they're all at different times. So he had 1 or 2 artists that were thriving and at the top of the game, but all at different points in time, even until in this era with French. In the
Yeah.
2000s, he never really had much.
Yeah.
And then, so it was all different points. So the Bad Boy, even though they are well renowned, they never had a point where they had 6, 7 artists all
All
running the
runs.
game at one
Mm.
point in time. That's why it's difficult to put them in like
Yeah.
chronological like it, because they might have
Yeah.
been there at the same time, but after Big passed, then Mace took the torch and he was doing his thing.
Yeah.
The Locks was kind of like a secondary roller. They were doing different type of
No,
music.
but then,
Puff tried to
yeah.
put them in a shiny
Yeah.
suit.
Then
Then
he didn't-
Shine
yeah.
came in and they thought he was going to be the
Yeah,
one. That
yeah.
didn't go. And then later on, French came in and he was doing his thing. There was always one at a time on Bad Boy that was truly really successful. It wasn't really a big thing. That's why when you think of Bad Boy, you don't think of that much, but you think of the label as a whole and the brand.
And the
as
brand, the brand, the
as the
brand
thing.
itself is stands the test of time. I think
Yeah.
it's basically.
Anyway,
mainly
Puff signed
thinking-
himself to Bad Boy
Yeah.
because he did what 7 million on what was his album?
Oh,
No Way Out.
on No Way Out on 97. What the missing you.
So he was basically the biggest artist on Bad Boy.
because of
Because Biggie didn't do 7 million at that time.
because-
Mace didn't do
yeah,
7 million.
You see, I think he get he I won't say benefited out of Biggie's death because just after Biggie's death he came out with that
Well, they were doing
Missing
that.
You.
They were,
He came out with that Missing You, and then which was on his album No Way Out, and that's the reason why because of that song reaching.
Nah, there
number
was some
one.
joints on
Yeah,
there
No.
as well.
kind of
besides
you
it.
down.
Benjamin.
Yeah, but
there
what I'm
was
talking
some
about,
stuff
but
in
what I'm talking about because of that Missing You, that
It catapulted the album.
catapulted the album because it was 11 weeks straight, number one.
Yeah, because the initial plan was Big was gonna sign him to his label,
Yeah.
and then so Big was gonna be signed to Puff on Bad Boy,
Yeah.
and then Puff was gonna sign to Big on what for later on became Entertainment.
Became
Entertainment. That
Yeah.
was Big's label, but he was starting with Andre Vera, the guy that got accused of stabbing.
yeah.
Yeah, they were creating a label together, so Puff was gonna sign over there to him
Yeah.
as an artist. But then
Okay.
obviously he did his own thing. And understandable, if you the CEO or the president or whatever of a label and you putting out the album, you're gonna throw more of your money, more of your energy, more of your marketing into yourself. Hence he's able to do 7
Yeah.
million. So technically
Right.
Puff was
So
the
right.
biggest artist on
Yeah.
Bad Boy.
So
It's
now we're
like
gonna
if you said Suge was the biggest artist
Yeah.
on that, right? It don't make sense.
Yeah, it don't make sense. Now, right now, because as you mentioned, he's the biggest artist, right? So now we can talk about surviving the rise and fall of Bad Boy.
You
Right?
mean?
The rise was, in those times with the shiny suits and the
There's
stuff,
no
right?
fall because the label's
Right.
still thriving. You've
It's
been
still thriving.
You're talking
But
about
it's a-
individual artists that
Individual
wasn't
artists.
able to survive
Right.
the label.
So, and it's called.
Yeah, we're steering away from the beef. We just
Yeah, we're not
quickly
being
aware
no,
No,
there's
you're
no,
not
I'm not
talking
I'm not talking about
about
beef. I'm
artists
talking about the
not
others. So we had you had who was it? Carl Thomas. I mentioned Carl Thomas.
Don't even know who he is.
He's part of like I say, Carl Thomas. Album comes out. First album comes out. Second album flop. Right?
Right.
Ends up.
You
ends up
talking
disappeared.
about from a musical
Right?
standpoint.
No,
from
but
just
also
you got to start with the first artist, Craig Mack.
Craig Mack. Yeah, Craig Mack. Also, first album successful.
Mm.
No
second album.
No second album. He moves away because he was because Puff Daddy wanted him to do.
You get into
Records.
deep into this.
Yeah.
Listen, you got Craig Mack
Yeah.
joined some crazy religious cult,
Right.
right? You got Mace turned pastor,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
You got Shine,
Yeah.
prison becomes a Jew.
Yeah.
Who else?
And a
is there?
politician.
Right? And who else was there? Black Rob dead. Loon prison.
Right.
Also became
Right.
religious.
So I'm gonna.
So either with Puff, there's two directions because the locks got off there. You either turn into God or you die.
No. Or
Those are your two
and
directions.
and what you mentioned Black Rob, right?
Or they turn to God and end
Yeah.
there.
But you mentioned Black Rob. You mentioned Mace,
Lou.
right?
Mace.
Mace. I told you first album, second album wasn't so successful. Mace. First album was.
Now
and
Mace had a
second one-
run.
No,
Mace
Mace.
had a run.
Mace. First album, second album, not so
Nah,
much.
Mace had a run.
Second album, not so much. According to his first, I'm talking about now. Majority of them.
I don't know what happened to them as individuals.
Yeah, no.
They were either turned to God, went to jail, or died. That
and
was
then
it.
and then also, majority of them still battling for royalties from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The Locks was
all
the
of
only
them.
one away to get away from it because
Yeah.
they had the entire
Yeah.
campaign let the
Yeah, the
Locks go
campaign,
and
yeah.
they were trying to
Yeah.
physically assault
Yeah.
Puff.
Yeah. So and then like I said with Black Rob basically was a
So
physically
you got to
homeless,
look
yeah.
at it, the two premier artists now. French, where he just went to rehab for alcoholism.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly went into wearing pink and
Yeah,
Doing
because
rock
he
music,
made a
so-
mistake.
no, I'm not getting into
Yeah.
that.
He made a mistake.
So yeah, we'll have to see what direction these two
Anyway.
go. If they turn into
Aris
God,
going
get
into a
off
whole
prison.
different directions. Come back. We're
Right,
talking
I'm not going to
about
hold
the
it. We
label.
talk about a label. Yes, I know we talk about a label.
All of
But-
this
but-
happened
but
to
all
the
it-
artists
on-
on
on
the
the
label,
artists
they
on the
went into a
label.
crazy direction.
And
None of
like,
them
like I said,
survived him.
they never survived. They always always their first album was a success. When it came to the second album, there was always issues. Always issues. And they wasn't as much as the first one. And everything, and yeah, that survived. Like America's Got Talent, like us making
Making
a
a band.
Yeah. Also with them, first album
But let's be real, no one that does all the singing and rapping and reality contest shows ever actually make a success of it. No idol that they've ever won was a successful artist afterwards.
Yeah, they had
Can
like
you
this-
name one person that won idols? I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, okay.
Or
that's-
X
that's
Factor
about,
or Just Got Talent
that's
or
about
whatever.
Bad Boy. I think that's about Bad Boy, still an iconic record label.
Yeah, no, it's one of the most synonymous.
Now
labels
it's known
for
as
hip
Bad
hop.
Boy Entertainment, by the way.
It was always known as Bad Boy Entertainment.
Yeah, but majority media.
Just the ENT at the end of it stands for entertainment. Like, you know, you get LTD
Yeah,
at the end of stuff,
yeah.
it stands for limited RE.
It's like Puff. He's always changing his name. Puff Daddy, P Daddy, Daddy.
Okay, I got the question for you guys, right? Why did they call him Puffy?
I'm assuming because he was puffing.
Nope. You don't know. It's
I
because when
don't-
you are small, because you are thin, you used to puff his chest out, so you used to call him Puffy or all that. Just because he used to puff his chest out and walk.
I'm not
That's-
calling a
that's
grown
a
man
fake
puff daddy.
Yes,
I'm not calling a
that-
grown man
that's a-
any variation
that's-
of daddy. in
Okay,
any way, shape, or
that's a fact. Yeah, and then another fact is he changed his name to Diddy, but B.I.G. was the first one to call him Diddy, while he was still known as Puff
They wanted
Daddy
to be
at
Biggie and Diddy.
that- Right, so that's it for Bad Boy.
So a little bit about
So
KJ.
Dear Slim wasn't to Eminem.
Wait,
Yes.
I'm coming to it.
Slow down.
Continue. This time I never bring it up. No?
Okay,
I'm asking
so,
you, that's the name of the song.
so
Yeah, I'm gonna explain
KJ.
to what it means.
Yes, KJ52, also known or government name, Jonah Kristen Sorrentino. He's a Christian rapper from Tampa, Florida. The KJ part of his name refers to his old rap alias, King J Mac. It's a name which he later described as horribly cheesy. Then from there, and in the 52, it's which is pronounced 52,
Yeah.
not 52.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say that.
KJ52.
It's KJ52. I was gonna tell you that.
KJ52.
I was waiting for it.
It is a reference from
Takashi 69.
the biblical story of Jesus feeding the multitude with 5 loaves and 2 fish. So he's also been in the game for a while. He was often compared as to Eminem,
Right, that's where it's gonna come
as
in.
many call him a Christian counterpart. So one of the
That's where
notable mainstream reactions to the Christian hip hop scene was when KJ52 and his single Dear Slim,
Yeah.
which you just played, which was written to Eminem in an attempt to reach with the message of the gospel.
Right. I
Sorry,
see that.
Styles.
Right. So yes, this is where I'm gonna say, right? I was waiting for this.
Stop being so excited over this.
No, I have to be excited.
You're
about
a
this.
grown man and you get excited over a song called
No,
Dear Slim.
No, yeah, because listen, yeah, with Dear Slim, he speaks about Eminem, people comparing him to Eminem. Right?
Aha.
Right? There's a song that you're gonna play earlier. Gonna play also. It's called KJ52 from KJ52. It's KJ52. His flow and what's it called? It's similar to Eminem song. I know between my name is. I'm not 100% sure, right? Same what's it called?
Cadence.
Cadence, yeah. Yeah. So he wrote a song Dear Slim, to say to send a message to Eminem to say okay, after hearing people comparing him, and he was saying in the song he's mentioning he listened to the song the Eminem's first album Infinite, and he's surprised how he changed to Slim Shady from the Slim Shady. You remember he changed his moniker?
Well,
Eminem.
that was a conscious decision
Yeah.
on the Eminem part, so it can be the same thing what they're saying about him. Because they said he sounded so much like Nas and AZ on the Infinite,
Yeah.
he switched his style up to
Yeah.
create the Slim Shady
Yeah.
LP, so maybe that's
Yeah.
the same thing.
So in essence he was KJ52 was just sending out a message to get Eminem to say okay, come to the gospel. But what actually happened? The Stans went and
Took it like a
took
diss.
they took it like a dust, and they were
So when you
giving
say the
backlash.
stands, don't say the stands, say us.
Ah,
We.
yeah.
say us and we. You know, like when you support a team and you say we and us, when you talk about the stands, you must also say we and us, because you are one of them.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely one of them, and I
He's got
already.
an Eminem poster on his wall.
No, I don't have Eminem poster in my wall. There's no such thing Eminem
It's
poster.
in his room.
I got it on my
His
wallpaper.
screensaver on his
And
phone.
my
People don't
screensaver.
even put screensavers on their phone, but he got Eminem there. It's his
Yeah.
background on his laptop.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's the reason. And then after they created a
Tell people that you had twins and you named the one Slim and the other one Shady.
yeah, they both Slim Shady.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a nephew. This I'm gonna call him Slim Shady. Thank you for the idea. No, anyway, yeah. So then after that, he creates us another song called Dear Slim Part 2. Alright. So when he creates it, then he emphasizes
Clears it
why
up.
he basically clears it up. I think when it comes to any white rapper that is really good, right? Because Marshall he sets the bar, right? They
Nah,
always
Vanilla Ice at the bar. boys.
no, Vanilla Ice
Ice
didn't set the
he
bar. I'm
had the
sorry,
first hit that
but
did
yeah, it
move
doesn't matter.
units.
But Marshall set the bar, so now every white rapper will obviously technically be compared to him, unfortunately, and that's just it's tough.
What
like
about
everybody.
bestiality, the Beastie Boys?
No, Beastie Boys, they their own, but Marshall said the bar.
What about Post Malone?
Marshall said the bar.
How is it throw out ridiculous names? Post Malone spends too much time at the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else you want to add, Stan?
No, I think that was it. I was waiting for that moment because I told you yesterday when you said KG52 and you just said the song Dear Slum. I already told you there's gonna be more like it.
Okay, and now we're back in it. Time for little man to get all
Hyped
big
up.
and excited.
Stanley.
Stan.
We know more now when I do the intro, I'm not gonna say D-Money, Harry Styles and Shiki. I'm gonna say D-Money, Shiki and Stanley.
Nah, I didn't create Marvel, so I can't call me Stan.
You are Stan. Stan.
Stan. Get
Okay.
into it, Stan.
Alright, so anyway, it's this past week in hip hop history. Shiki, that's how you change your voice.
I don't change my voice.
You did it earlier. Anyway, September 2015, Mac Miller releases Good I Am.
Mac Miller, that you were talking about?
Yeah.
The white rappers?
Who said the bar? Eminem. September 2001, Immortal Technique releases his debut album Revolutionary Volume 1.
He's not white, he's Latino or something.
but Immortal
Or
Technique.
light skinned or something.
Immortal Technique, Dance with the what? That song, Dance with the Devil. That's one of the top 100
What about
songs.
Luther Vandross dance with my father?
No. Talking about Immortal Tech. I'm talking about the Immortal Technique. His song is basically top 100 in hip hop of all time. His song. Listen to that.
I wears Luther's dance with my father.
Okay, you can dance. It's fine. September 18, 1974, Exhibit was born.
Most people know him from Pop My Ride, but Exhibit is an extraordinary lyricist.
Yeah. September 1980, Curtis Blow becomes the first rapper to perform in a stadium.
I reckon these are the
Breaks, yeah. Lupe Fiasco in 2006 releases Food and Liquor, his debut album.
Yeah, that's I think his most successful album.
September 94, this is when Craig Mack releases his Project Funk the World. Which
This
his
was
debut
before he
album.
joined
No,
the
his
cult.
debut album. His debut album.
September what?
September 94.
Oh, okay.
This is when he
The album
releases
comes out.
the album, right? If anybody knows about Def Jam Fight for New York, that is released in September 2004. That is the album. That is the game. That's sort of the game.
On PlayStation 2.
That came after the Vendetta. The
Oh,
one we
okay.
spoke
I
about
can't remember
previously.
which was which.
Yeah, when we spoke about Def Jam, we spoke about Def Jam
game,
Vendetta. Yeah, then this one, Fight for New York, came after that. Okay. I know this isn't part of hip hop, but it is part of hip hop because of Fresh Prince. Carlton was born September 1971.
Carlton was the man. He made it.
Carlton.
dance, dude.
Yeah.
You do the Carlton
Carlton
dance.
dance.
Plus, you kind of look like him.
No, I don't look like him. Sorry.
about to say
Sorry. September 2004, Alchemist releases First Infantry.
For those of you who don't know who the Alchemist is, he did a lot of production for Mobb Deep, for Ev, for Prodigy, for M. He recently, I think, was nominated for a Grammy with what's that guy's name? I forgot his name, but anyway, he was
Anyway.
recently nominated
With
for a
that
Grammy.
guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
I know the album was called Alfredo.
I'm trying to think now.
Freddie Gibbs.
Okay. September 2017, Rhapsody releases Layla's Wisdom, which is our second album.
So when we spoke about females, I put a lot of emphasis on Rhapsody, and I'm going to put that emphasis back on her once again. For this last 2010s generation, she is better than the people that you put on top, the Kendricks and the Coles.
September 1992, the Lynch
Flash
Mob,
Mob.
releases Gorillas in a Mist.
Also,
Right.
perspective. The lunch mob was Ice Cube's
Yes.
situation.
Redman in September '92 releases What the album, which is his debut album. Um, then September 2003, Obi Trice releases his debut album Cheers.
Who was Obi Trice signed to?
Huh?
Who was Obi Trice signed?
Obi Trice was signed to Shady Aftermath.
I knew you just. It wasn't in the street in hip hop history.
It-
You just added
No,
it.
it was
'Cause
September 2003. Obi
dropped
Trice
it as
releases
a
Cheers.
I just remember the video of the teeth in
Oh,
the glass.
got some teeth, got some
yeah,
teeth.
that's the one.
Yeah, got some teeth. That's a cool song. September 23, 1972, Jermaine Dupri was born. September 2003, Speakerbox and The Love Below is released. That's Outkast double album.
Yeah, it
Right.
was. It was
Uh,
basically
first
broken up
album was-
as in like Speaker Box was Big
Big
Boys
and
Love Below was Unrated.
Andre.
Very weird album, great album. I think went diamond as well.
yeah. September 2002, Nas releases The Lost Tapes. September
first one.
2002. Yeah. September 17th, 1966, Dagi Fresh was born.
Just on the Lost Tapes thing. The Lost Tapes is not. It's an album, but it's not really an album. What he does is when everyone's creating albums,
Yeah.
they have songs that don't make the
Exact-
album.
and then he
So
just
what he
put it
does
in.
over a period of years, all the songs that didn't make the albums, he puts
He
them
puts
as
it
a
in.
compilation and
Mm.
puts them out.
Cameron releases his second album, SDE, September 2000.
See, that was on the label I was talking about earlier, Entertainment, the label that was supposed to be Piggies and Ants.
Mhm.
That's where Cam was signed to, because
Yeah.
Piggy wanted to sign Cam.
Yeah. Big Daddy Kane released his second album. It's the Big Daddy Thing. It's September 1989.
Shall I ever see the picture with Big Daddy Kane and Madonna?
Yeah, I think I saw it.
Go Google it. It looked like something funky was going on
Yeah, I can't say the word
there.
in I want to say it, but I can't.
Continue.
Marley Marl releases the album In Control Volume 1, September 1988. De La Soul released their third album. What is Balloon Mind State? September 1993.
That was the album that caused the controversy, I think. Was because they Nas thought they were dissing him, Park thought they were dissing him.
But
Because
because they
they
were
had the
parodying, they were parodying
They
the
were,
videos. And
yeah,
everything.
and they had a video that kind of looked like I Get Around. It
Yeah.
kind of looked like they were running through Nas's projects, like all the
Yeah.
so-called gangster rappers. They
Yeah.
thought they were getting at them. That's why they took so much
Yeah.
flack. I think that was the album. I could be
Yeah,
mistaken.
but I know what you're
Or
talking
the
about.
one that came after that, maybe.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. That was 93, so it couldn't have been that one because Illmatic hadn't even come
No,
out.
but that is 93. Yeah,
Yeah, so Illmatic wasn't even out yet. Park never. So it was probably the
probably
next
the
album.
next album. Yeah, Trick Daddy releases second album www.thug.com in September 1998. Okay, and that was it for this past week in hip hop history.
Last week you had a lot, eh?
Last week I had a lot.
Anywho, I hope you people enjoyed the show. This was the turntable with Ari Styles, D Money, and Shiki.
Yes.
Stan.
Oh, and
Oh,
sorry,
and
and
Stan.
Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley.
Okay. This is Stan. This is Ari Styles. And this is the turntable where we keep you turned and get you learned.
Yes, and I'm D Money. Hope you enjoyed the show. We're gonna end it off with a verse, which is found in Matthew 7, verse 13 to 14. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate, and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Okay, so we're gonna end it off with a song, but before that, we just wanna send a shout out to our very own little man Stanley. Happy birthday, homeboy! And you see many more. And the song we're ending it off with is called Holy Smoke.